Hello again. I've spoken before about the political system in Britain and the way in which communists or fascists or any fringe party really don't tend to do very well at the ballot box, and neither do candidates who are concerned chiefly about immigration. I don't say that's a good or a bad thing, it is simply how it has always been and probably always will be. The truth is that we're going to have either Keir Starmer or Rishi Sunak as Prime Minister after the next election. This election must take place by December next year, for it will then be 5 years since the last election. That's only 16 and a half months away, and it could be even sooner. There has been some talk of Rishi Sunak holding a snap election in the spring. As things stand, this means that immigration to Britain will either continue at present incredibly high levels or will increase. The last year for which we have figures, that is to say 2022, net immigration rose by over 600,000 in a single year. It is unlikely that this annual figure will decrease, and if Labour gets in, it could be even bigger. It might even get bigger under the Conservatives as well. That being so, and bearing in mind that only Labour and the Conservatives have any chance at all of leading the country after the next election, is there anything at all which can be done to affect the situation relating to immigration? One thing which might work would be to persuade all the Labour and Conservative candidates before the next election that immigration is an issue that they need to bear in mind. Whatever their own feelings about it, and let's face it, most MPs or those who hope to become members of Parliament don't really care all that much about immigration. They live different lives from the rest of us, and for them, cheap foreign decorators and nannies were a good thing. If at every meeting which they held, though, people were present who asked politely about immigration, and their MPs' surgeries had people turning up every week to talk about it, if all MPs received regular letters from concerned constituents, then it is possible it might make them think a little about the matter. They may not care at all about immigration, but they certainly care about votes. And if it's possible to get them to believe in a marginal seat that there were votes to be found in speaking out against immigration, then this might be a good beginning. What is needed is a campaign which is not linked to any fringe political party, but is rather run by ordinary people, which makes immigration an issue at the next general election. The presence of anybody associated with any political party or group or campaign, like Patriotic this or Britain First that or British National Party, is the kiss of death to such campaigns. We've seen this time and again. If someone's picketing an asylum seekers centre, accommodation and so on, and anybody is present who has had any connection with any of those movements, the newspapers immediately dismiss it as a far-right protest. The whole thing would need to be carefully managed without any suggestion of racial prejudice. There really would be a great desire to dismiss anybody involved in something like this as being a far-right agitator, and any previous memberships of parties such as the BNP would be enough to taint the thing. I'm not expressing my own opinion about this. I'm explaining as a matter of realpolitik how things work. The fact is that there is always an immediate desire to dismiss anything to do with immigration or asylum seekers as being the work of the far right. So any sort of campaign would have to make sure that nobody connected with any of those organisations was anywhere near it. Petitions, speaking to MPs at public meetings, and a letter writing campaign might actually serve to bring the topic of immigration to the forefront of politics rather than languishing somewhere at the back of important things to discuss. At the very least, it's worth trying. Or we could just give up on the subject and accept that for the foreseeable future over 500,000 foreigners will be coming to live in our country.